Let's look at the question now. The question 33 is asking that a flashlight lamp is marked what now 3.5 volt and 0.28 ampere. So there's a marked voltage, that is a maximum voltage and maximum current always. See here, a marked means you need to remember it is a maximum value. That is, when any instrument has a maximum value, that much it is there. Okay, so it is a maximum value of voltage, how much? V max, that is equal to 3.5 volt, and I max, maximum value of current, that is 0.28 ampere. The filament temperature is how much? 425 degrees Celsius. The filament resistance at a 0 degree Celsius, how much now? 4 degrees Celsius. Then the temperature coefficient of resistance of the material we need to find out. Okay, what we need to find out? Temperature coefficient of resistance we need to find out. That's what mainly they're asking in the question. Okay, let us solve this question now in a simple way. So what is the maximum value of resistance here? Okay, from this we can calculate the maximum value of resistance, that is equal to V by I. Okay, V is how much? 3.5 by current is how much? 0.28 ampere, and I'm going to get what now? 12.5 ohm. That is the resistance which is maximum. Okay, now we're going to have now. So 12.5. Question number 33, right? It is? Yes. 425, 12.5 ohm, 4 ohm. Yes, okay. Now at 12.5 ohm, what is the value? Okay, at 12.5 ohm, okay, temperature will be what now? 425, right? See, this is voltage, this is current. From this show I got resistance. The resistance at what temperature? 425 degrees Celsius. So that resistance will be at what? 425 degrees Celsius. I need to convert into what now? Kelvin, because finally answer is given what now, students? In Kelvin, right? So it will be plus 273. If you add up, you'll get what now? 698 Kelvin. Okay, one thing. And then what they given? At where now? At 0 degrees Celsius. At 0 degrees Celsius, they given what now? At 0 degrees Celsius, they given 4 ohm, right? 4 ohm. At what temperature now? 0 degrees Celsius. That is what now? 0 degrees Celsius means 0 degrees Celsius plus 273. It will become what now? 273. Okay, 273 Kelvin we got to know. Now we go for a formula. Like yesterday, what we were using the formula. Okay, what formula? R equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha T, where T is the temperature. Okay, let's say capital T. So same formula we are going to use here now. Let's say with a different color. So first thing, so I'm going to use formula R equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha T. So first case, this is the first case. This is second case. Now R is what now? 12.5. That is equal to R naught times of 1 plus alpha. We need to find out. Temperature is what now? 698. Okay, temperature is what now? 698. You can take now 425. Wait for 1 minute. 4 degrees Celsius. Okay, next, second one is what now? 4 is equal to, for second case, it will be what now? R naught into 1 plus alpha into 273. Now let's say it is equation number 1, equation number 2. We take equation number 1 divided by 2. Equation number 1 divided by 2. It will become what now? 12.5 by 4. That is equal to R naught is going to cancel. It will be 1 plus 698 alpha divided by 1 plus 273 alpha. Okay, we need to simplify this one now. That is a major issue now. So we're going to simplify by doing a cross multiplication, and I'm giving an answer to you, and you can simplify further later. If you simplify, you get alpha equal to what now? You get 0.005, okay, per Kelvin you are going to get. So if we shift this one 3 points, it will be 5 into 10 power minus 3 per Kelvin. That is the value of alpha you are going to get after simplification of this equation. So that is the fourth option is correct answer. Okay. Fourth option is what now? Correct answer. So here major thing is what now? This formula you should remember very well. I'll write one more time. R equal to R naught times of 1 plus alpha T. Okay, that's a major formula you need to remember. Okay, that's the thing. So the question is clear. The concept is clear. Yes. Let's say the next question. The question is saying that. What the question is saying now? Okay, all right. Yeah. Yes. When two identical wires made of different material. See, they're given different material. Okay. Sagar, can you please tell me how it is? Correct answer it is. Correct. Definitely that is the right answer. Can you please tell how it is? S1 plus S2 by 2. Having a resistivity S1, S2, conductivity ρ1 and ρ2 connected in what combination? Series combination. Series combination means two resistors, right? So what is the formula for a series combination? R equal to R1 plus R2. Okay, conductivity is given. Effective resistivity is asked. What is the formula for resistance? We know resistance equal to rho L by A. So now R, I'm going to use rho. L means what now? Total length. It will be what now? L1 plus L2. Divided by area of cross section is same, right? Equal to R1 is what now? Rho 1. Okay, they are given S, right? Okay, later we'll put rho as S. Okay. So rho 1 L1 by A plus rho 2 L2 by E. So A is common, so it will become rho times of L1 plus L2 is equal to rho 1 L1 plus rho 2 L2. A is going to cancel. Then rho equal to rho 1 L1 plus rho 2 L2 divided by rho 1 plus rho 2. Not rho 1 plus rho 2, L1 plus L2. So here the given identical means L1 must be equal to L2, right? Then it will become what now? Rho equal to, this is L is common here. So rho 1 plus rho 2 times of L equal divided by L1 plus L2 become 2 times of L. L and L is going to cancel. It will become rho 1 plus rho 2 by 2, that is the effective resistivity. Since they are given as S1 and S2, so I can write now effective resistivity S equal to S1 plus S2 by 2. So where is the option? As Sagar said, first option is correct. So this is when this answer is correct, if L1 is equal to L2. Sir, if L1 is not equal to L2, you need to use this formula. Okay, to insert the values to find out. Okay, similarly, we can have a conductivity also. Next question is the related to conductivity we will discuss now. Okay, what is the value of conductivity? Okay, so this question is clear. Yes. Next. Yes, look at in above problem means previous problem. Effective conductivity is how much? Effective conductivity is how much they ask me. Similar way we are going to solve the question again now. R equal to we know rho L by A and rho equal to 1 by sigma, right? That is conductivity and resistivity are reciprocal to each other. So I can say now R equal to L by sigma times of A. We are going to use here now. Again, what combination, students? Series combination. What combination it is? Series combination. So I'm going to use R equal to R1 plus R2. So R is what now? Length, right? Initially, length is L1 plus L2, right? Divided by sigma into area is same A is equal to, it is L1 by sigma 1 into A plus L2 by sigma 2 into A. Of course, A is common, it is going to cancel. L1 plus L2 is there. So since they are identical, so L1 equal to L2 we can say L1 must be equal to L2, that is equal to L. A is going to cancel. So what we get now? We get like this 1, okay, it is 2L by sigma is equal to L by sigma 1 plus L by sigma 2. L you can take common to cancel. 2 by sigma equal to 1 by sigma 1 plus 1 by sigma 2. On right hand side, you are going to take LCM. It will become what now? Sigma 2 plus sigma 1 by sigma 1 into sigma 2. That is become 2 by sigma. Then sigma equal to what now? 2 times of sigma 1 into sigma 2 divided by sigma 1 plus sigma 2. That is the effective conductivity in the case of previous problem. So again, if L1 is not equal to L2, you need to use this formula. If it is equal, you need to use this formula. If area is different, you need to take different area. Where L1 plus L2 are taken, there you take A1 plus A2. That's you need to remember. Okay, so this is the question number 35. That effective, okay, where is an option? Third option is correct answer. Okay, yes. Look at next. It is based on now Joule's law of heating. Joule's law of heating. Let me give us some idea about Joule's law of heating. What idea? Sir, look at here now, sir. There is a conductor is there. Having some resistance R. It is going to carry some current. Let's say the current is going to flow from high potential point to low potential point. The potential drop across here, let's say V. Then, so there is some heat is going to generate now. So whatever the work done to move a charge from one point to other point is given by what now? What a charge multiplied by potential, right? Okay, charge I can write like this because I know current equal to charge per unit time. Then charge equal to what now? Current into time. I'm going to use here now. It will become V and Q become what now? I times of T. That is work done. So whatever the work done here will be appearing in the form of heat energy. Okay, so I can say now in the place of W as H, that is heat generated, is equal to what now? V I T. Okay, now different forms I'm going to take now. V equal to I times of R. So I'm going to take H equal to I square R into T. Okay, I can take, I don't want I actually, I want V. So I can replace I by what now? V by R. So it will become what now? H equal to V square by R times of T. Now, which formula to use? I'll tell you when I'm solving the questions. So which formula to use like that? So which quantity is constant now? In that way we will take, that we'll discuss. This is heat generated. As heat then generated, what is the formula for power? Power dissipated. So power is given by amount of heat energy dissipated per unit time. So H, how much we got? Any one formula you can use. V I am going to use now first. V I T divided by T. T and T is going to cancel V into I. So power we got one formula V into I. Another formula what we can use V square by R. Another formula what we can use I square R. Power generated. Here it is what now in joule, and here it is what now in watt. And here one conversion you should know, that is what now 1 joule is equal to 4.182 calorie. 1 joule is equal to, okay, 1 calorie is equal to 1 calorie. 1 calorie equal to 4.182 joule. This conversion you should know because sometimes they will ask the energy conversion. Look at the first question itself is the calorie. CAL means calorie it is. Okay, that's the reason. Calorie, what is complete form? Calorie. Okay, that is the unit of heat energy. Okay, now this concept is clear to you. This is a concept related to this. So we'll come back to where now? We'll come back to the questions now. heat produced in a conductor of resistance 4.2 ohm with 10 ampere. So resistance is given how much? Okay, 4.2 ohm, and the current is given how much? 10 ampere. They are asking calorie per second, means we need to find out heat is generated per second. So now in terms of I and R, right? Which formula we need to use? This formula we need to use. So it will become what now? I square R. So I square means how much? It is 100. 10 square is into, that is 4.2. It will become what now? 4.2 into 10 power 2 joule per second. Now we want what now? In calorie we want. Here calorie is mentioned. Now we know here 1 calorie is equal to what now? 4.182 joule. So I can say now 1 joule is equal to 1 divided by 4.182 calorie. I'm going to use here now. It is 4.2 into 10 power 2 multiplied by joule is then 1 divided by 4.182. This will become calorie per second. Now see, it is 4.2, 4.182 almost going to cancel. You get what now? 10 power 2 means just 100 calorie per second. Where is an option? First option. It will be 100 calorie per second. Okay, this is the question number 36. So is it clear? Let us move on. So remember this concept here also. 1 calorie equal to 4.182 joule, or you can say 1 kilocalorie equal to, usually we take 1 kilocalorie equal to 4182 joule. Okay, so next let us move on to next question. Question number 37. A current of 2 ampere passing through a conductor of how much? A conductor produces 80 joule of heat in 10 seconds. So current is how much is given? 2 ampere. Okay, and produces a heat of how much now? 80 joule in how much time? T equal to 10 seconds. Then the resistance of the conductor in ohm they are asking. Simple formula, sir. H is equal to what, sir? I square RT. Because we know I, R and T. Okay, we need to find out resistance. H is how much now given? Okay, we want to find R, right? R equal to H divided by I square times of T. H is how much is given, sir? 80 joule divided by current is given 2 ampere. It will become 4 because I square into how much second? 10 second. So it will be how much, sir? It will be 2 ohm. So what is an option? Second option. Correct answer. So it will be how many? 2 ohm. That is the resistance value in the question number 37. Look at question number 38. A resistance coil 60 ohm is immersed in 42 kg of water. So resistance coil of resistance how much? 60 ohm, and the mass of water is how much now? 42 kg. A current of 7 ampere passed through it. So how much current is going to pass through, sir? 7 ampere current is going to pass through. Then the rise in temperature of water per minute. Per minute means how much time? It is 60 seconds. Now let us find out first how much heat energy is going to generate first for 60 seconds. Okay, then based on how much heat energy is going to generate, we are going to find out now later. So let's find out heat energy generated. Let's say H is equal to, so it is I square R times of T. So it is how much? I square 7 square. So it is 49 into resistance how much? 60 into time is how much? 60. So it will become how much, sir? 49 into 60 into 60, 3600. So if we calculate this one, how much you're going to get? 49 into 3600, 186400. 186400 joule, this much amount of heat energy generated. Now you need to go back to where? No, the first year syllabus. There, the specific heat capacities we defined. Okay, what we defined? Specific heat capacity we defined. There, the amount of heat energy is proportional to mass, and amount of heat energy is proportional to rise in temperature. Yes or no? Rise in temperature. Then here I can say Q is proportional to mass times of rise in temperature. If I remove proportionality constant, Q equal to S multiplied by M times of delta T, where S is what we call proportionality constant. This is what we call specific heat capacity of water. Specific heat capacity of what? Of water. That how much amount of heat energy is generated, that is equal to heat energy absorbed by the water. So H must be equal to what now? H must be equal to Q. That must be equal to S times of M times of delta T, where S is a standard value for water. How much is the value of what? Specific capacity of water? It is 4.184 into 10 power 3 joule. Now use this equation here. We're going to find out now. So we're going to use heat energy. How much Q? How much generated? So it will be 1000. Okay, 186400 is equal to S. How much it is? 4.184 into 10 power 3 multiplied by mass. How much mass is given? 42 kg. 42 kg into delta T as it is now, because we need to find what now? Rise in temperature. So this will become delta T equal to what now? 186400 divided by 4.184 into 10 power 3 into 42. Okay, we are going to simplify this one now. So after simplifying, you are going to get what answer? 1.06 degrees Celsius you are going to get. So almost I can say nearly equal to 1 degree Celsius. Where is the answer? Third option. Okay, so you're going to get what now? Third option is the correct answer for this question. Okay, yes. Let's say the next question is now. Question number 39. Two electric bulbs whose resistances are in the ratio of what now? 1:2. So I can say now R1 by R2 equal to 1/2 are connected in parallel combination to a constant voltage source, then the power dissipated them have the ratio. Now power ratio we need to find out. Sir, what combination, sir? Parallel combination. What is constant, sir? Voltage is constant. So I need to take an equation of power in terms of voltage now. Okay. So what is the formula for power now? Power equal to V square by I should take. There is one more formula. Power equal to I square into R. So this formula when current is constant. So this formula when voltage is constant. So now voltage is constant, right? I'm going to take. So since voltage is constant, I can say this power is proportional to 1 by resistance. So I can say then what now? P1 by P2 equal to R2 by R1, because inversely related. So what is R2 by R1? They are given ratio 1/2. Then it will become what now? 2/1. So what's the answer? 2:1. Okay, the answer will be what now? 2:1. That is the answer for this question number 39. Okay, yes. Look at question number 40. A heater cord is cut into two parts of equal length, and one of these used as a heater. The ratio of heat produced by this half coil, okay, to that of the original coil. So same thing. Again, same concept here. So we have taken initially there is a heater wire, this much is there. So we're going to connect this one to what now? To a battery of constant voltage supply to this. Now some heat is going to generate, let's say H1 heat is generated. So they want to find what now? Ratio of heat produced. So let's say H1. Now we connect into two equal parts. We connect, divide into two equal parts, and one part is removed completely. Only second half is connected. Like, okay, one part is removed, connect only half is connected. To what now? In that half only we have taken to again same battery we are connected. So here voltage remains same, no sir, because we are connected to same battery. So heat generated what formula I need to use now? And to use V square by R times of T. So here, what is constant here now? Voltage is constant. I need to use this equation now. So I can say now heat produced is proportional to 1 by R because time is same and voltage is same. So since voltage and same time this and this is constant, heat produced is equal to 1 by R. So I can say now H1 by H2 equal to R2 by R1. Okay, initially the total resistance how much from here to here it is? Let's say R it is. So R1 is how much? R. Now we know already resistance is proportional to length. If length become half, resistance become how much? Half. Then its resistance R2 become what now, sir? R by 2. Because we are going to make it half, right? And we are going to remove one part. We are going to connect only remaining one more part. So here R2 become what now? R by 2. R1 will become R. It will be what now? It is going to cancel. It will become 1 by 2. So heat generated H1 by H2 is 1 by 2 means it is they are asking now original to second one, but the ratio of heat produced by this half they are asking by half to the top original means I should take what now? I should take H2 by H1. So it will become 2 by 1. See, this is a very important portion now. They are asking heat produced by half to original. Here this is original. H1 is original, right? And this is what now half it is. So this is original. So we took H1. This is half. We took H2. So basically they're asking H2 by H1. So 2 is to 1. So which option is correct? First option is correct answer. 2 is to 1. Okay, that is a question. Next question, let's say now. Question number 41. What the question number 41 says? A 10 volt storage battery of negligible internal resistance. What now? A 10 voltage storage battery of negligible internal resistance that given. So voltage is how much now? 10 volt. Negligible internal resistance means 0. Connected across 50 ohm resistor. So external resistor how much, sir? 50 ohm. 50 ohm. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, given what now? 50 ohm. How much heat is energy is produced in a resistor for 1 hour? Okay, for 1 hour means how much, sir? Time is taken 1 hour. It will become what now? 3600 seconds, sir. So now we're going to find out heat energy again. Heat energy equal to what now, sir? V square by R times of T. So V square is how much, sir? 100 divided by R is how much? 50 into time is how much? 3600. So this zero is going to cancel, become what now? 36 into 10 power 3 because here 2 zeros, here 1 0 divided by 5. So it will be what now, students? 36 by 5. 7.5, right? Yeah, 7.5. No, not 7.5. 7.2. 7.2 into 10 power 3. So 7.2 10 power 3, 10 power 3 we're going to shift here because they're given in terms of complete number. It will become 7200 joule. So where is an option? First option is correct answer. Okay, so that is question number 41. Look at the next question now, 42. What is the ratio of heat generated in R and 2R? So if you look at this, what combination? Parallel combination. What is constant? Voltage is constant. Which formula to use now? For heat generated, H is equal to V square by R times of T. So since they are not given a time, I can take you directly H is equal to 1 by R. So this is, let's say it is R1. Let's say this is R2. So it will become what now? Okay, anyone can take now. They're asking R2 or 2R, right? Generated in R and 2R. Okay, means we need to find basically H2 by H1. Means R2 by R1 means like H2 by H1. So it is H2 by H1 equal to R1 by R2. R1 is how much, sir? 2R. R2 is how much, sir? R. It will become what, sir? Ratio 2 by 1. That is an option, sir. First option. Means when finding the ratio, they are asking where to where they are asking. See, R to 2R means this is heat generated here H2. Here heat generated how much H1? They are asking H2 by H1. Okay, that's the question. Let's go for next question. Question number 43. 5-degree rise in temperature is observed in a conductor by passing some current. Okay, when the current is doubled, the rise in temperature is how much they are asking. So now here, current heat generated is always proportional to what now? We know square of current because we know H is equal to I square times of RT. So H is proportional to square of current. Now heat generated is there, no? Then how much heat is generated from specific heat capacity? We know Q is equal to specific capacity mass times of rise in temperature. So I can say now Q is proportional to change in temperature. So from this I can say now, since these two are directly proportional, of course here H is equal to Q. Then I can say current square is proportional to rise in temperature. Okay, now I'm going to take now. First initially, when temperature, let's say delta T1 is how much now? 5 degrees Celsius. Let current I1, let's say I. Now we need to find delta T2. So it is not given to us now. We need to find out. Then current is become how much now? 2 times of I. See, current is doubled. Now that I take a ratio from this equation, so I'm going to take now delta T1 by delta T2 equal to I1 by I2 whole square. Now we're going to insert the values now. I1, how much I? By I2, 2I whole square. I and I is going to cancel. It has become 1 by 4. That is delta T1 by delta T2. Delta T1 is given how much, sir, here to us? Rise in temperature is 5, right? So we're going to use here. So it will become what now? Again, I'm going to continue here now. So 5 degrees Celsius divided by delta T2 is equal to, we need to find out 1 by 4. Then delta T2 equal to what, sir? 4 times of 5 degrees Celsius. It will become 20 degrees Celsius. That is the answer. Here it is. Yes, we need to equate some equations like it is given. Okay, that is we need to equate. 43, question number 43 it is. Okay. Yes. Look at the next question now. Question number 44. The question 44 start from cell concept. The concept of cells. Okay, so what is cell? What is the internal resistance? What is the external resistance? All those things will be there. Look at now. First, let us discuss regarding cell now. Cell means what? We're going to indicate like this. We're going to indicate like this. Cell, we're going to indicate like this. Here EMF is E and resistance is R. Okay, there are some different combinations are there. That EMF is given by what formula? EMF equal to V plus I into R, where R is the internal resistance, I is the current. So then potential difference between the terminals, okay, when the circuit is closed is given by E minus I into R. Okay, here I means what now? Okay, V means I into capital R, that is equal to E minus I into R. Then we want to have a current equal to what now? E by R plus R also we can get. Okay, then we want to have an internal resistance. We can calculate from this internal resistance formula also. So internal resistance become what now? With E by I minus R. And external resistance we can calculate. It is a simple cell. Now what about the combination? There are different possible combinations out there. Series combination, parallel combination. Let's say series combination. It will become what now? Effective EMF become what? E1 plus E2 plus so on plus En. Effective internal resistance become what now? R1 plus R2 plus so on plus Rn. Okay,